In a lively forest full of chirping birds, rustling trees, and buzzing bees, there lived a big brown bear named Bruno. Bruno was famous, but not for his strength or bravery. He was famous for being the laziest animal in the forest. While everyone else worked tirelessly, Bruno would be found sprawled under his favorite oak tree, snoring away the hours. One sunny afternoon, as Bruno lay on his back, gazing at the clouds, his stomach growled. "Oh, why does food never come to me on its own?" he grumbled. Just then, his sharp eyes spotted a line of ants carrying bits of food toward their anthill. "Aha," Bruno thought, sitting up lazily. "These little guys are working so hard. Why should I bother gathering food when they can do it for me? I'm bigger, so I'll just take some from them." He smirked and lay back down, formulating his lazy plan. The next day, Bruno approached the ants with a big fake smile. "Hello, my tiny friends," he said. The ants stopped in their tracks and looked up at the giant bear towering over them. Andy, the leader of the ants, cautiously asked, "What do you want, Bruno?" Bruno cleared his throat and said, "I have a fantastic idea. How about you gather food for me, and in return, I'll protect your anthill from bad animals?" He puffed out his chest, trying to look heroic. The ants exchanged glances and then burst into laughter. "Protect us? From what? You're too lazy to protect yourself from flies," said Andy, chuckling. Bruno frowned. "Hey, I'm serious. Don't you want to make your lives easier?" Andy replied confidently, "Our hard work is what keeps us safe. Thanks, but no thanks." Bruno scratched his head, muttering, "Maybe convincing them is harder than I thought." Frustrated but not ready to give up, Bruno came up with another plan. He decided to dig a hole near the ants' trail, hoping to snatch their food as they passed by. "This is genius. I'll get their food without moving a muscle," he chuckled to himself. The next morning, Bruno hid behind a bush, waiting for the ants. When they arrived, he stretched out his paw to grab the food, but the ants quickly noticed and formed a detour. Bruno leaned too far, lost his balance, and tumbled headfirst into his own hole. Covered in dirt, Bruno groaned, "Ooh, maybe I underestimated these tiny creatures." The ants, carrying their food past him, laughed and said, "Better luck next time, Bruno." The ants decided it was time to teach Bruno a lesson. Andy approached him and said, "Bruno, if you really want food, you'll have to work for it. Join us, and we'll show you how it's done." Bruno groaned, "Work? Me?" But his empty stomach growled again, and he reluctantly agreed. The ants assigned Bruno tasks like carrying berries and rolling seeds. At first, Bruno was clumsy and slow. "This is harder than I thought," he complained. The ants laughed and replied, "It's only hard because you've never tried before." As the days went by, Bruno started to improve. He realized that when he worked with the ants, the tasks became easier and even fun. He began enjoying the company of his tiny friends. "Hey, teamwork isn't so bad," Bruno said, surprising even himself. The ants smiled and said, "See, Bruno? Hard work and teamwork make everything better." Winter was approaching, and the entire forest came together to prepare. This time, Bruno was leading the charge, helping everyone gather food and build shelters. The other animals teased him, saying, "Who knew Bruno the lazy bear could become Bruno the hero?" Bruno laughed and replied, "Even lazy bears can change when they find the right motivation." As the snow covered the forest, Bruno sat by the fire with the ants and said, "Hard work and teamwork are the keys to a happy life. Thank you, my little friends, for teaching me this valuable lesson." The ants replied, "And thank you, Bruno, for proving that even the laziest can change." The animals cheered, and Bruno smiled, knowing he had truly changed for the better. Moral of the story: teamwork and hard work lead to success, and laziness can only be overcome by stepping up and contributing. Everyone has a role to play, no matter how big or small.
Please like and subscribe my channel for more such stories.